you have no conception at all of what it actually is required. Like how much fucking just brute force volume this
of work
takes to just make something even be minimally viably profitable. Like you have no idea. Dude, if this was just that easy, fucking everyone would be rich. It's like,
So welcome back to the Stick Talk podcast. We'll probably want to edit out what we just were talking about, but it's cool. At this point, you guys probably know us well enough to be looped into some of these conversations that happen behind the scenes. So welcome back to the show. We got Daniel Fazio back on the podcast, our most reoccurring guest, but it's been a while since we've had you on. So we got a lot to talk about.
Yeah. But no, those ads, so we're running a funnel right now. I'll just give context to everyone. It's a low ticket product funnel, and it's for cold email scripts. There's some order bumps. There's a one-click upsell to our course, Cold Email Mastery. And we're selling it to cold traffic, 100% cold traffic with ads. It's a pain in the ass to do these low-ticket product funnels and be profitable on them, but they're just now starting to be profitable. And it's like, I think it's like week 4. I think we're like maybe close to $5,000 of ad spend in, like probably. I think like 40 creatives, like 40 unique ad creatives that have been tested on this it's just now starting, like today. It was profitable.
So what went into that? If we're going back a couple weeks and going over those $5,000 that we spent when it wasn't profitable, like I don't think most people realize how much fucking work goes into building something from the ground up and making it profitable, especially if it's a low ticket product, like less than a couple $1,000s. So like literally just like recap all of the different things that have gone into getting to a point where like it has some life now.
Yeah, so you kind of have like in the beginning it was more like biz-oppy because we worked with these guys to build the funnel, and they're really good. I like them, but most of their experience has been around like biz ops, and even the design of the funnel is more so. It appears to be geared / catered to looking.
It's really
like
flashy.
Yeah, it's very flashy. And just the whole angling of it was like this is a client acquisition system, like that was kind of like this will like this is the new opportunity, like that's kind of how it was framed. But when I started changing it to be more direct, like, hey, these are just cold email scripts that worked, you can download them, it started doing better.
Yeah.
So that was the first discovery, like, oh, okay, it's not those people, it's just you just got to be real direct with who you're selling to here. Like just say it's cold email scripts. Like that's it. So, and then a gradual turning of the headlines. So that helped a little bit. And then the next problem then was that the VSL. So now I needed the VSL to be direct. And I figured a lot of people who are direct will kind of appreciate just a slideshow VSL that's not, there's no like sensationalism behind it. It was like, here's the slide. Like this is like, and it's pretty fast paced.
Like low editing, you're saying?
Yeah, like not even low editing. It's the
bare
whole,
bones.
It's just bare bones. It's just,
yeah, if you're looking at a scale between like value and like super highly produced, more so entertainment, you want to lean more towards value.
Yeah, it's really just so like, if it's a slide with big letters that kind of go fast, like it just gets them to understand faster. Like it's just sentences, you know what I mean? It's very direct, straightforward. So when I changed it to that, it started working better. And then I did the same thing with the upsell, which is Cold Email Mastery. So I changed that VSL away from like sensationalism to just like, here's the logical reasoning as like, hey, you just bought this, and here's like a logical breakdown as to why you should upgrade to this. Like, here's all the reasons. Like, I'm not like, well, now you need to do this, or you know what I mean? I'm not doing any of that shit. Whereas it's just straightforward. So I did that. That worked better. That worked really fucking well, actually. So like the take rate for the upsells for Cold Email Mastery, it was like literally 2%. Like it was just dog shit. And now it's like 6, so it tripled it. And even then, it still needs to be a little bit higher. But the context for some people is that the scripts are $19 and the cold email master is $297. So it's a very substantial. It's like more than 10 times.
Yeah, we have another upsell for $19 as well, right?
Yeah,
So
those are order bumps. Those are
Okay,
order
so
bumps.
what does that one go? Like, what is the
Yeah,
take
so
rate on
that was another test now. So I wanted to all I'm trying to do is increase average order value. So the order bumps are the sales vault. So that's recordings the sales calls by Dan. And like
we gotta get like V2 of that thing.
Yeah, I know.
Can't believe he's only valuing your sales calls at $19, bro. How do you feel?
No. What I'm saying,
It was from like four fucking
that
years
was
ago,
that
so-
was $49
Gotta go back
on
and
the
watch
upsell, and then there's
Oh,
the,
49.
yeah, there's
Okay.
the vault, which is like the back and forth conversations with people over cold email. That was $39. I switched both of those to $19
They're
each.
both 19, right? Yeah.
Yeah, now they're both 19. That increased the take rate substantially. So the average order value increased. And so now the take rate of those is up. The cold email mastery take rate is up. So now the variable I'm focusing on here is, now I just discovered, because we just did a new VSL for client ascension as well. And I'm looking at the stats of the VSL and client ascension, and two variables here, engagement rate and play rate. So engagement rate is the average amount of time that somebody will watch the video, and the play rate is the average amount of people who see the video and click play. Right? So the client ascension VSL, the engagement is like 38%. So the average person watches 38% of the video, which is really good.
Yeah. For what, like a 10, 20-minute video?
Yeah, I think it's like 11, 12 minutes.
Okay.
For VSL, that's really good. Play rate 48%. That's stupid high.
It's like 50% of people are basically clicking to start the video on the page.
It's profoundly high. That's a stupidly high play rate. So then I look at the COO method VSL, the slideshow, which is also a slideshow now, but it's not edited at all. There's zero editing in it. The play rate on that is 15% compared to the 48% from client ascension, and the engagement on it is 15%. So compare that to the 38 from client ascension. So it's way lower, like wildly lower. So I'm like, okay, let me just play with this variable then, because this, like, I know it can be way higher. So I just submitted that to be edited. We'll have that back either the end of tomorrow or the next. So that's the next split test. Because what I'm trying to do here is let's say I think it's like 3.5% of people who reach the page buy.
Okay.
If that's 5.5% or 5%. So if it goes up, and even just 2% more people reach the page buy. That's the difference between having like a 0.5x or 0.8x or 1x ROAS, and having like a fucking 2x or 3x ROAS. Because you have to think of it like this, where if there's double as many people buying, which is exactly what that would do, like nearly double as many people are buying, it would also double how many people are exposed to cold email mastery, the upsell. So that shoots up as well. So the absolute amount of money that you will get expands geometrically. So it's a fucking shit ton more money you make if you just get the front end take rate. Just so you get more people to see.
Yeah.
I already know that's going to be a clip. That's going to be a clip on Twitter.
Dude, isn't it funny how
geometrically
we work
goes
with
up?
people who are like really, really good with B2C funnels, and we go through all these changes. Now the things that are working are just the things that we do for all of our other funnels.
I know. This is just
It kind of just shows like, okay, if we want to sell to somebody who's actually going to purchase client ascension like a B2B buyer, you just sell to them from step one as a B2B buyer would buy.
I've thought about so like the list kit setup funnel it's an opt-in VSL application call. Yeah. And the VSL page is just the VSL and a button below it. That's it. That's the only thing on that VSL page. And for context for everyone, the shit is fucking cooking. It's like $2,000 a day and it's profitable. So
an ad spend, $2,000 a day in ad spend.
Yes.
And it's profitable.
Yes. So I was thinking of testing a whole ass different funnel for COO method where it's just a VSL.
Yeah.
That's it. Like just like, so none of the flashy stuff. It's literally just the VSL. No copy on the page. Button, which takes you to a checkout. It's just the video.
Yeah, test.
That's what I'm thinking of
I
trying.
think that would work because that's how people who buy client ascension and buy the setup funnel like to be sold to.
That's how I like to be sold to.
Exactly, which is exactly who we're selling to is B2B business owners. And the thing I was worried about, and I sent like 50 text messages in our group chat when we were at Cole's event, is like, are we calling out the right people? Because even if, let's say we were doing it the way that these guys recommended it, and with the flashy funnel, it was selling like hotcakes and it was positioned as a biz op, like make money online type of thing, it literally wouldn't be worth it.
Yeah.
Like that same $20 that you could take from an unqualified person is exponentially less valuable than a $20 that you could get from somebody who could actually ascend.
Yeah, I think that's another split test I'll do is I might literally just, it's just a VSL.
Yeah.
Like,
I'd be
that's
interested
the
to see.
whole thing.
I mean, the guy we learned most of this stuff from is Taylor Welch, and like none of his low ticket product funnels are like that. So I'd be interested to see if it actually
No, he has some copy heavy stuff.
Yeah, a lot of copy heavy
There's some
They're like sales letters.
Yeah, there's some design. No, what I'm saying is like, I like delivering VSLs better than sales letters.
Yeah. So
And the reason why is because I'm good at speaking and I'm not good at designing, and like the design component is really annoying to me. I just don't enjoy doing that at all.
yeah, so the thought process is if the only thing on the page is a VSL, they're gonna click it and watch. They have no other option.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So you know they're gonna watch it. If you know you did a good job in the VSL, it'll take.
Yeah,
care of it.
I think I might tell them like, hey, I'm gonna make this funnel and
Dude,
like just set up the automations behind it. I want to test this shit. That would be, yeah, that'd be so funny if that just cooked like 4x ROAS.
I know Taylor does it differently, but I think it would, because if we're just looking at like Taylor Welch versus Daniel, like Taylor's one of the best copywriters in the world, I think. Like I remember being super broke and reading the Sales Mentor
And you're
thing
just
and
like-
reading it the whole way. And I have the attention span of a fucking goldfish. And I scrolled for like 15 minutes to read this entire thing and read all of the upsells that I didn't even take, but like the copy just had you hooked from the first second. Whereas Daniel's just really good at VSLs. Like that's one of your biggest skill sets, I'd say.
That might be my most proficient skill is VSL. So
Exactly. So it's not just about like, hey, this worked for the other guy. It's like, what are you actually best at?
Dude, I've made so many. I've made just for fucking COO method in the past like 3 weeks. I've made like 4.
I was gonna say for,
like a lot.
because you were asking on Saturday for like case studies for cold email mastery. Is that what that was for?
Yeah,
A VSL within that funnel, you're saying?
yeah, that's the upsell VSL.
There's an upsell VSL.
Yeah.
Upsell L.
Yeah, I didn't even know that was a thing. It's a VSL within a VSL.
No, it's they buy in the first
I know,
page
I
and it
know,
just
I'm
goes
just-
to another page and there's
Yes,
another
I'm
VSL
exception,
there.
bro.
But one of the important things too that I was talking about on the client attention mastermind call today is just people like understanding like the motive behind low ticket, right? Like we're not doing low ticket to profit off of the products, right? You were mentioning like 0.5, 0.8, 1x ROAS and being like happy about that. So if you could just explain, all of us can pitch in and explain this.
All right,
but,
yeah.
like,
So let's say
why are we selling low ticket and hoping to make a 1x ROAS, which is break even?
yeah, let's say you have a product. Maybe you're running an agency. We're just gonna say your agency service or whatever. Maybe it's a coaching offer. Doesn't matter. It's
High
just-
ticket.
Yeah, you have something. Let's just say it's $10,000. $10,000. Whether that's they have to pay it up front or that's the LTV, doesn't matter. For simplicity's sake, let's just say it's $10,000. If you go and run cold traffic ads, you're probably and it's through a call funnel. It's probably gonna be like at scale, like at high spend, like $300 a call, like high spend, and that's also assuming it's a good offer. And you have a shit ton of social proof. You're gonna pay like $300 for every call you get. That's if it's really good.
And it's like they're probably thinking, okay, $300 a call. If I'm closing 20%, it's worth it. But like you're not going to close 20%.
Yeah, you're
of that
just not
traffic.
gonna you're not gonna close 20% of cold traffic calls. Like you might not do that. It's considerably more.
Also, on
difficult.
average, the show rate's going to be probably 60%.
Yeah,
if
your show-
you have
yeah.
a really good pre-call process.
Yeah, your show rate's gonna be so your effective cost per showed up qualified call specifically. Your effective cost per shown up qualified call is going to be like a fucking $800 to $1,000.
Yeah.
Like, actually, that's just what it's going to be. So problem with that is you could see how these margins get. It's hard. Like even if you're sitting there closing at 25%, it's like maybe like $4,000 to acquire a $10,000 customer. And let's say you're charging $2K a month. It's like you're negative 2 months on it. It's just negative cash flow. It's too difficult to spend it. Like the only way you can scale that shit is like if you start taking out debt, which is just like ill. Like this is gross. So the other way,
very Dave Ramsey of you.
yeah. If you have a funnel that self-liquidates, what that means is, let's say we have a low ticket product funnel and we're selling people something and the average order value is like $100 and we can get a purchaser for $100. Now we have someone who's buying stuff in our market, like a buyer lead, for a $0 effective cost. So like, let's say earlier in the before funnel, like you're doing ads for that, like the leads are $30, which is like probably what you get at a high level of spend, $30, $40. And if it's B2B, that just goes to zero. So you can see it just makes this like a lot of sense. You can also, it doesn't have to always actually be a low ticket product too. It could just be an intro offer, like a low commitment offer. Like
a setup offer.
Yeah, like a setup offer. It could be like a $1,000 offer or $1,500 and just give the price in the video.
Yeah.
Like I give the price in the list kit setup funnel VSL.
And it's
like,
a $1,500 setup.
Just to eliminate all this shit around like trying to hide the price. And it's just annoying. It's like, this is the price. Show up to the call if you can afford this. And that's just what happens.
Bro,
And,
Dallas Fontaine has closed 2 $100,000 deals from the cold emails he's running.
based.
What?
He's closed 2 $100,000 software development deals from cold email.
But bro, I thought cold email is dead.
And he's been selling a
I
$5,000
love saying that.
wireframe. So he builds you the wireframe for $5K, and then at the end he's like, "Well, I could build this for you. Do you want to do it?" And they're like, "Yeah."
That's sick. That's a great offer though.
Yeah,
Set up the wireframe and then sell the fulfillment of the wireframe.
Yeah, that's actually fucking brilliant. We should get a case study from him.
Yeah,
Didn't you record one and it like
Yeah, it didn't work.
crapped out?
I just did it bad. I just redid it. It's good.
Smart. That's awesome.
Yeah,
That'll be a banger case study.
Yeah, it's going on my
for the
YouTube.
setup offer.
It was just like a cold email case study, but I'll just link everything.
That's a banger offer. But yeah, I think so. The point is you're selling low ticket products so that you can essentially get an unlimited amount of free purchaser leads that can eventually convert and buy your high ticket for essentially zero acquisition cost.
Yeah, I think what's important to note about these is like everything in life, this takes so much more fucking effort than people otherwise believe. Like it's like, just for instance, like on the setup offer, like it's 4 full-time closers who are constantly being trained. There's outbound dialing to do that, and then there's like the fulfillment of that kind of offer, which Andre over here, that's its own like wildly massive operation in and of itself. And then you have like the low ticket product. People, I can just make a low ticket product fund. It's like, dude, first of all, you got to make the product actually good so people don't charge back, because cold traffic will charge the fuck back. Like,
they don't care about you. They don't know you.
They don't care about you. They will charge back at a very high rate if it's not a good product. So it has to be a good product. Then you gotta go like, how many VSLs are we in at this point? Like 4 or 5 total VSLs for like 40 something ad creatives. Like we went like total, like just spend from people and like man hours and just labor and the creation of creatives and the editing and the ad spend and everything on that funnel and so forth. It was like negative $15,000 before it starts profiting.
And then on the sales side, you have a text message sequence that I create in Allaware. You have cold calling scripts that you create for the sales team. You have scripts for the sales calls that you give to the sales team. You help them out with the follow-up process. Like there's so much shit.
Yeah, dude, it's just like what frustrates me so much is you get these people sometimes where it's like you're trying to help them grow their company, and it's like maybe they try something, they send like one cold email campaign or they send a couple DMs. It's like, this isn't working, dude. They're starting. It's like, dude, you have no conception at all of what it actually is required. Like how much fucking just brute force volume this
of work
takes to just make something even be minimally viably profitable. Like you have no idea. And it's just that like, dude, if this was just that easy, fucking everyone would be rich. But it's not. It's so hard. It's so many different iterations, and people, they get frustrated and they start blaming themselves, blaming you, like they're just being complete pussies about it. And it's like, dude, just if you do enough iterations of something, it's mathematically impossible that you're not going to have a banger. So it's like, if you get cold email scripts. If you do 20 unique cold email scripts, you've got to be a complete fucking idiot to not have at least one of them perform orders of magnitude better than a control that you're using. Like something is going to work way better. And the reality of all marketing, lead gen, absolutely everything to run anything profitably at all, the only way you can do it is by discovering those like little needles in haystacks that perform way better than anything else. It's the only way it works. You cannot build a business and actually generate leads in new business by having mediocre scripts and mediocre offers. Like, it doesn't work. Like, you just can't do that. Like, you have to put in the work to be magnificent.
And then after you find something that works, guess what? Like, it only works for so long. So you have to find the next thing.
And then you have to keep doing it. There's a lifespan to that.
Like, for the setup offer, how many times have you messaged me personally where you're like, dude, if we don't close the deal, like, I have to shut off ads?
It's always the pressure.
That's happened twice.
The pressure is
I think
always on.
that's happened more than twice, for sure.
Yeah,
but that's like a good thing. If you don't feel like incredible pressure to take like a ton of action in your business or to get things working, then you're not doing something right.
You know the thing too. It's like, so what's the sales cycle in this setup? Probably like 7 to 14 days, right? Something like that.
Shorter for sure.
Yeah. So I mean, just for instance, so I just launched. We had 10 new creatives. These are static images, so I launched all 10 of them. I put in one ad set. Just put the ad set at $400 a day. And it didn't close someone until yesterday, which was day 7. So it went 400 times 7.
2,800.
Yeah, so it spent $2,800 until it made it's 2,000. So it would, like, how many people fucking sit here and let something just go negative? And the cost per call was high too. Cost per call was like $380, which isn't good compared to what we're getting. So I mean,
so what is it now?
Yeah,
Did
it has
start to teeter down.
So there's like 2 things that are going on here with so it's like, one, the campaign itself needs to optimize, and then the people who it does manage to get in the beginning have to go through their sales cycle.
Yeah.
So there's like these two forces that make it fucking really hard in the beginning. So now, like, if you want to test a creative, like, you've got to throw like 3x the CPA, not the 3x the event you're optimizing for into the creative. So if you have 10 creatives and like you're trying to optimize for calls, and you want like $200 per call, you got to throw like $600 fucking dollars through each creative
before you can determine if it worked.
Yeah, before you can determine if it works or not. So it's like, not only,
dude, what was the formula that Cole had?
That's exactly it. We went over it on the mastermind.
Okay,
yeah. So so if you want to test 10 of these, dude, that's a shit ton of money to spend.
That you just have to be okay with losing.
Yeah, you can just mix them all in one ad set though, and just do the 3x CP on the ad set side, which is fine. And then you could just like, it's going to pick one ad that's winning and only spend on that one. So you just got to, if you really want to actually see if any of the other ones are winners,
you got to do a new ad set.
Yeah, you got to take all of them out besides the winner and then throw in a new one and just let those run. So you could do it at the ad set level, but the same applies for like, if you're sending cold DMs or cold emails. Now the problem with this is it involves manual labor. And the hardest thing to do on the planet is to get someone who's like more so a beginner and get them to start sending outreach messages, and then it's not working on day 2 and get them to actually show up for day 3. Like, there's nothing harder to do on the entire fucking planet. Like, they just won't, they literally won't do it. It's like, this doesn't work. It's a scam. Like, everyone says that. And now the reality of what this is though is we can, it pretty much works like this. 1 out of, let's say 20 unique angles or campaigns or like ideas you have for like doing something with outreach, is gonna work. It's gonna work like pretty well. So what that means is randomly, if you took 20 random people who decided to start outreach today, one of them is getting results today. Because it's not, it isn't, like, it's not, like, I tweeted about this too. You will get more results by sending 100 cold emails for 90 consecutive days than sending 9,000 cold emails in a single day. Like, you just will. It's not the quantity of emails sent. It's the amount of days that exist of you sending. Like, results distribute randomly throughout time. It's not going to distribute randomly in a singular day where you send 9,000. Yeah. It's going to distribute among 9,000 if you extend their exposure out.
Yep.
So now the problem is people will start their outreach on random days just because like everything is just distributed random. So what that means is only 1 out of the 20 people who started this is going to get results on his first campaign or his first idea. Because only 20 ideas are going to work at all. So what does that mean? 19 people, this is a scam. So a lot of what happens and what people don't like understand is like if someone gets started in business, like they like what might hold them on to actually stick with something is just a complete fucking absolute random chance that they got a response day one. They're like, oh, cool, this is easy. And then like maybe they went 2 days without it and they're like, oh, it'll probably happen again. And then it happens again on day 3. Now the other person is like they do day 1, nothing, day 2, nothing, day 3, nothing. And they're like, fuck, no, this is bullshit. I'm just not doing this anymore. There's no way this could work. Like I was right to be skeptical about this. Like I really don't have a problem with just like running my job like this. Like, fuck it. It's completely fucking random. Like, like there's so much random shit that would have influenced you to be exactly where you are right now. That was complete fucking luck chance.
You just got to be literally retarded.
Yeah, I know. You just have to keep doing it. But the problem is that like it is in so that sometimes someone will have just the shittiest fucking luck of all time. Like for a fairly extended time period.
Well,
and it's like, damn, that sucks, bro. Because like that's not normal.
There's some nuance there because if you're doing that with a really shitty offer, like you're just gonna be like spending a year of your life like us with fucking infinity stones, just wasting thousands of dollars on nothing because it fucking sucked.
We could have probably got that to work if we knew everything we know today.
Nah,
we didn't have any fucking case studies, bro.
Yeah, no case studies, no guarantee.
Taylor Welch told us this, that if you want to run ads and you have no budget, just sell the product to your organic audience for a week and then take all that money and put it to your ads. And that's how you like fund an ad campaign. And he's like, discount the offer like 10% and then literally be like, I'm shutting this off today. It's no longer available. So
and guess what? If nobody buys, then you probably shouldn't put ads.
Yeah, if it's not gonna work if it's not gonna work to organic, it's not gonna work to cold. Like it's
when they come up with new low ticket offers, they just ask their email list like, what would you buy? And then that's it.
Dude, you actually know what's funny is selling cold email related stuff on Twitter is harder than doing it to cold traffic.
Yeah, because everyone thinks they know everything.
Everyone's a fucking cold email expert on Twitter. Yeah, it's like you're not. You're all fucking stupid. Like it's so funny.
I was dying when I'm not gonna say his name, but he tweeted like a screenshot of a cold email script, and it got like 150 quote tweets, and it was just shitting on him.
It was complete dog shit. Yeah.
Hey, I wonder where you.
But like, bro, so one of the things that I think,
but that said, like he could post that same thing on LinkedIn, and people would be like, "Oh, this is great."
Yeah.
Like people on Twitter at this point are just overly skeptical in our bubble of Twitter.
They're also overly sophisticated though, because the script
I would
is
say
fucking
more skeptical because it's like that was an obvious script that would never work.
Yeah, no, I get that, but I'm saying that's just goes into why it's easier to sell outside of Twitter because less sophisticated.
Bro,
we shouldn't be.
It's so
I don't know if we should
easy.
share this, bro. Like we're the only ones that are doing like paid ads to cold email shit right now.
No, there's other people doing it.
Barely.
Yeah, no,
Barely.
there is.
Maybe 4 other people.
Well, the issue is with cold email, if you're selling it as a done-for-you service, I mean, it's just tough, dude, because people have tried cold email now, and they fucking
the best
really
structure,
price.
the best structure for cold email lead gen agencies, I see this constantly. It's $500 per month tech fee plus cost per call. That's it.
Yeah,
that's what works the
like
best.
hotcakes, bro. Like you really will. You just have to get results.
That's just what.
But that
works
doesn't
the
get
best.
you to where like the 7. That's like unless you're Nick Abraham, where he has like the most insane systems. Like,
dude, that's not true. Like, there's no like that the payment structure of that offer isn't going to determine like if you reach 7 figures or not. Like your operational capacity is going to.
That's what I was gonna say. It's like
I could,
anybody can sell that. It's just how good.
But pay per call lead gen got us to
fulfillment.
what, like 50K? We were never gonna get to.
We could have
multi-seven
if we wanted to
figures.
optimize operations.
No,
we
you
just
could
took
have
a
because you had
different route.
fucking. I couldn't get past 100K a month until I was associated with you guys
Yeah,
collectively.
that's the
and having
thing. You
Andre
just
running- there's-
need-
It doesn't fucking matter, bro. It's too hard. Like when you like 100K a month is an ops problem 100% of the time. It just is.
That's what I'm saying though. Like the intensity to get that far with a lead gen offer is like not the biggest lever you could pull.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
I think
There's
we could've-
easier ways to get there.
If we weren't also trying to build list kit and running client ascension at the same time, I think we easily could have scaled that to 250K a month.
It would have been like incredibly
Yeah, it's just
hard.
like how many of these lead gen agencies have all of the founders.
and there's no end
backing
there's
it.
no
It's
end
like-
game.
No,
There's
no,
no end game.
That's
to
the
that.
that's the bottleneck.
Yeah. But I'm saying like with what we know now about systems, like, yeah, we could do that.
Literally the only purpose of starting an agency, in my opinion, should be to catapult it into a sellable enterprise asset.
Yeah, but you know, I've been thinking about this actually, and I'm like, dude, if I like, imagine we just took one of these fuckers who do like a Fazio email agency, and like I just started making the ads in VSLs, and like you recruited salespeople, and Andre made some systems and ops behind it, and then the dude just handled like design and whatnot, like. There's no way we couldn't get it to like $300,000 a month in a year. There's no fucking way. It'd be so easy. Like I just came up with this offer in my offers call today for these guys. I was like, what I would do is I'd try to sell like a $2,000 to $3,000 flow build out, and then the upsell is just $500 per month. I'll do 1 or 2 email designs for you a week, and that's it. I'll just do the designs for you. You can cancel. You can start whenever you want. And the flow is just a one-time thing. It is just a $500 a month thing, bro. We signed 3 fucking clients a day on it. Just knowing what we know now,
Yeah.
like, and it would just get fulfilled, and it would literally be at like to cold traffic. It would be at 50K MRR in 60 days, and it would be at $300,000 a month within 12 months. Like that fucking fast, it would be there. Like just that easy. There's no way we couldn't do that. It doesn't matter. Like you just figure it the fuck out. Like you can operationalize anything. So it's like, and you think about Nick Abraham with it, he just figured out how to operationalize it. There's just different difficulty levels to certain things. They have their own intricacies and shit. Like you might need designers for the Fazio one, but you need like some relatively techie ass people for the cold email one. You see what I mean?
Which is why I would kind of disagree with what you said a little bit ago, Christian, about like the only reason to start an agency is to like enterprise it or catapult it into something that has enterprise value. I think the best reason to start an agency is and always will be just fucking cash flow.
Yeah,
right,
dude.
right. Into something else.
Dude,
You don't have to though. Like
I'm
if
sitting
you,
here
if
thinking-
you wanted to, like look at Nick. He doesn't need, dude. He could just keep fucking cash flowing.
So yeah, I know, but that's like 1 out of
No, Nick could sell his
1,000 people.
Nick could sell his thing, dude. I mean, so like, the more I like run funnels for fucking list kit setup offer, the more I think we're retarded for running a coaching offer. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sitting here and I'm looking at some of these numbers sometimes, and I'm like, dude, this is really good. I'm like, holy shit! Like, this is. Like, imagine if all of the effort was here, like 100% of it. I'd be like, fuck, that would go turbo.
Well,
And
what
shit.
I'm saying is, if you spend 10 years on a cold email lead gen agency and never like spin up a SaaS or anything, it's like, bro,
Yeah, you have to have an ecosystem.
Yeah.
We talked
Yeah,
about
yeah,
this before.
yeah.
You have to have an ecosystem.
Yeah, that's what Nick does. He has
has
I know,
multiple SaaS
but,
products.
but I'm saying Nick is 1 out of thousands of fucking people.
No, but I'm
that got
agreeing
to
with you.
that
Has
point.
multiple SaaS products. It's not just his agency.
Right, he's doing it right. I'm
Yeah.
saying like all the guy like cold email is to like fucking get you out of 9 to 5. No, don't have to work a job. And then it's like, okay, shit, I'm out of the 9 to 5. I have a new perspective on life. Like I can do this. Now, do I do a coaching? Do I do SaaS? Do I do fucking, I don't know, something more, I guess more. It's just like the same amount of efforts going in, you might as well pull a bigger lever. Like list
I
it.
agree.
Yeah. Or
Yeah.
you make your agency into that lever because like people have sold agencies.
Yeah.
Like you definitely can if you.
Yeah, dude. I mean,
operationalize
you
it
could
enough.
if you have a cold traffic acquisition system, and you got like the ops in place and you get something even just like $50K a month, dude, you could probably exit
Bro, but
a
think
fucking
about it this
agency
way.
for like $1 million.
Think about it
easy.
this way, though, bro. Think about it this way, right? Like, okay, say, let's just do a hypothetical. List kit, let's say, is at 200K a month. Let's say list kit profit, though, is at 10%.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have an agency at 200K with 50% profit. The agency is going to sell for maybe $1 million to $2 million.
Yeah.
List kit's going to sell for 20 to 30
That's what I'm
million.
saying.
Yeah.
It's a cheat code because what we're talking about, railing ads and being able to be a price leader with the actual service you're selling, is only possible if you're building enterprise value at a 10x rather than a 1 or 2x.
Yeah.
So that's really the game. That's why I disagree with like, oh, just run an agency and sell it. It's like the lever that Christian's talking about is 10 times the lever that you'd have with an agency.
Yeah.
With the same
Yeah, but-
revenue and a fraction of the profit.
Yeah, but it's still, even though it's a fraction of the profit, it's magnitudes higher in terms of the effort that goes into it.
The
Like,
SaaS?
I would say it's so much harder to get a
Yeah,
SaaS to
it is.
200K,
Yeah.
like exponentially
Well,
harder
It is.
than it
It's-
is to get an agency to
it's-
200K a month.
It's the product and the development part. That
Yeah, it's
is
hard. It's
more
harder. It's
difficult.
harder to sell to people
I don't know.
than an agency too.
If you're building Calendly and no one churns, like you're gonna get to 200K. Like
A done for
you're
you
building what?
offer.
if you're building like a SaaS that doesn't have high churn, where it's like you purchase Calendly's, you're never leaving Calendly, you're never leaving Zapier.
Yeah, but it's so hard to build that type of SaaS that has low churn.
right. But it's like you're gonna put
It's
in that
easy
amount
for
of
us
effort
to say because
anyways.
we don't do anything with the product or development. That's it. But if you have that part handled, yeah, no brainer.
Well, Daniel, you've had how many SaaS companies before ListKit?
Like 5.
Like 5.
Yeah,
Okay.
they all fail. This is a complete dog
But
shit.
none of them were original products. That's why.
Yeah, they were.
But like they were not like you didn't have like a CTO and a dev team.
No,
that
I
was,
did,
like-
but he was just not very good at it.
That's
He
it.
had like a full-time job.
That's
and
the
shit. He was doing
differentiator
that,
with the
yeah.
SaaS.
Which
Yeah.
is why I'm saying it's so much more difficult because like if I'm running an agency and this is like typical agency sales process, I could position myself, let's say I'm a designer, against the cost of hiring an in-house designer W2 worker. That's so much easier. Whereas like running a SaaS that, like you said, has a CTO and is built from the ground up and is actually sticky enough to not have people leave. The only reason Calendly was sticky enough was because they innovated. So like you literally have to innovate. to
But I
get
feel
there.
like when we were running Knowledge X in the trenches, like we were working our fucking ball sack off to just stay at like 80K a month.
Yeah, I agree. The work we do now is a lot easier than what we were doing before.
It's not
and
even
the payoff is
it's
10
easier.
times
It's just
more.
like there's a much bigger end goal.
yeah,
Like if
it
you're
is
gonna put in
easier.
that much time to maintain an agency MRR, you could also put in that much time to develop a SaaS.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying. I'm just saying I think building a SaaS is the path of most resistance, not least resistance.
I think at first,
Yeah.
like agency is like this,
It's-
and then
it's-
once SaaS passes it though, it's like this, and agency just kind of stagnates.
I think that was just our experience because we were divvying up our time between 3 different companies.
Well, with an agency, you could send a cold email and figure out the fulfillment later, so it's way easier at first. Like you could sign 5 clients in a
Yeah.
month, whereas a SaaS could be developed for a year before it even gets a customer. It's like the runway to success is a lot easier with an agency.
Yeah. That said, I agree. Like the one thing that we're on the same page about is agency is by far the best model to start with.
Yeah.
Like without
Right.
a doubt. And like you mentioned, like, we probably could have figured out the Infinity Stones program. I think we couldn't because like done for you services is always the place to start.
Done for you services. The reason why though is because it's so fucking easy to sell, and it's so. I see this all the time. Where it's like dudes they're running an agency, and you go to their landing page, and like you don't know if it's a coaching program or an agency.
Yeah.
It's like, what is this, bro? If it's done for you, say it's done for you.
Yep.
Like people want done for you. Like there's so many people trying to sell coaching programs online that I get responses back to a lot of the list kit emails. People were opting into that funnel and they're like, hey, like I'm only interested in done for you. I'm like, that's what this is. Like book a call.
Yeah.
Like it's done for you.
Yeah, you have to make it blatantly obvious.
Yeah. So like I put that in places and like people don't understand. Like they're sending cold emails for their like lead gen service. And they're like, hey, I was able to help this person get this result. Would you be interested? And it's like the person doesn't know if this is a fucking coaching program or not because there's a bunch of people trying to sell coaching programs.
Yeah. And they're making the mistake of saying like, hey, I can help you with X, Y,
Yeah,
Z.
I can help you. It's like, no.
I will do this.
Do you
for
want me to do this for you and a done for you? Like you have to say done for you. It makes everything work so much better. Done for you services are so easy to sell. And I've said this before, people are more interested in working less than they are in paying less money. They'd rather pay more to not do anything than pay less to split the work.
Damn, yeah, that's true.
People like you could charge literally 5 times more money for a done for you offer than a coaching program, and people would buy it.
Yep.
It's just, again, like you were saying, the operational complexity of fulfilling that is where people get stuck.
Yeah, there's just there's the interest level of a done for you offer is, I'm not even shitting you, like 10 times higher than a done with you offer. Like it's so hard to try to sell a coaching program to cold traffic. That is like the hardest shit of all time. Like it couldn't be any more of a hard mode. The easiest shit of all time is to sell a done for you service to cold traffic.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's sad because people will start a course because they look at us from like, I just followed Cold Email Wizard 2 weeks ago. He's selling courses out of everything he does. That's the easiest thing to do. So I'm just going to make a course and sell the course. And it's like, dude, you're absolutely fucked because you didn't go the route of done for you first and then done with you and then course. And like,
people
you have to move in that
People don't
direction.
just buy fucking courses. But this is what was interesting. Like when I made Cold Email Mastery, literally one of the highest selling courses of all time. Fucking 8,000 people bought this shit. Like, I don't think people understand. What the fuck? 8,000 fucking people bought this course. That's so many people. And what people don't get, though, was I was on Twitter tweeting fucking 10, 12, 15 times a day, like 5 threads a week. Like constantly, over and over and over again, slinging this fucking thing over and over and over again. And it was a brand new mechanism. No one was doing it.
Yeah.
Absolutely fucking
Bro,
no
most
one
people
was doing
can't
it.
even get 8,000 followers.
Mm-hmm.
So how are you going to get 8,000 purchasers?
Yep.
How much of a magnitude harder is that to do? Like, and that was for what, 8,000 purchasers made you what, like $1 million in revenue in course sales?
Just over $1 million, like 1.1.
Yeah. So like, okay, how hard is it to generate that amount of revenue compared to all the things we're talking about?
In the beginning, it was hard.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So
And
for
then
someone,
it became easy.
Yeah, yeah.
But I was
That's what I was
simultaneously
saying about SaaS. It's
Yeah,
way
I was-
harder in the beginning.
I was simultaneously running an agency, though. I was running the agency before I was selling the course. So I had results. Like, and I'm inside the course showing my clients campaigns. I'm like, this is what I'm doing here. This is what I'm doing here. This is what I'm doing here. And like the sales page has the client results.
yeah.
Like I already had case studies to sell. I client case studies to sell a course. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you really think that SaaS gets easier though?
yeah.
I think
it's still so fucking difficult.
it's difficult, but it's a lot easier than it was in the first 3 years to get it off the ground.
Oh yeah.
Once SEO kicks in and you have like,
I'm
It's
like-
our
I'm looking
growth
at it
is
since,
so
like,
much more
July.
like well, still like our growth is more exponential now than it was in the beginning. The first couple of months were
No, dude,
so
I-
difficult.
No, the first couple months we were.
Well, like after the first 3 months, because obviously you're gonna see.
yeah, but we had
positive
2 years
right
of
away.
a brand built up at that point. We're not like a brand new
That's what I'm
SaaS.
saying. So like, let's just say after the like Oliver calls the table rush or whatever, you get to 100K. We're at like the same. We were growing MRR by like $3 to $5 grand a month for the last 9 months, and then this month all of a sudden we're growing by like 50 grand in MRR. And it's like I think it starts to get exponentially easier once you start to find the things that actually do grow MRR, and then you have ads working, you have
But
SEO.
it's just the reason why is because we just hit so much cold traffic.
Yeah.
We hit so
But you also just have so much
much
work now aggregating together to work for you.
Yeah.
For those efforts to continue.
Like I guarantee you ListKit's SEO chart or like organic traffic chart is going like this.
It probably is.
Whereas like an agency's website is never gonna fucking like go linear or
I should
exponential.
look at that. I haven't looked at that.
Yeah, the only reason why
We
I was
should, because
asking
to
is
me
because
it's
when you
about
look at
the
churn
SEO.
rate, that's the toughest thing about running a SaaS. It's just like that hamster wheel, like that 10% when you started versus now with double the amount of users. It's just so much harder to replace.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the setup offer that's pushing this.
That's what I'm saying. So it hasn't gotten easier off of like organic and people just purchasing ListKit subs.
Yeah, bro. Like contacts. Like there's people seeing like these setup offers, and they're fucking seeing it 30 times on Facebook and Instagram by this.
We're
point.
also saying it's hard, but we're probably one of the fastest growing bootstrap SaaS companies of this decade.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
It's all, literally all of it is just the fact that we can spend so much fucking money on ads. Like that's
But
literally
also on everything. That's
Every
what
other
I'm saying.
every other unicorn has funding.
It's a cheat
for the
code
most
when you
part.
can make 200 grand in revenue and spend 90% of that a month and still have a 10x valuation.
yeah.
Like that's crazy.
And what's
Yeah.
the reason why we could spend so much and even fulfill the setup offer in the first place? It's because we started with service. Like if we
Yes,
didn't run a cold
exactly.
email agency, there's no way Andre would be able to fucking
Yeah, we
pull
would
all
not
the
have
strings and
been
be the
able
puppet
to-
master on the fulfillment side. It'd be impossible.
Yeah, it's literally a fucking agency service appendaged on top of a SaaS company, and that like builds the MRR. That's what onboards the users onto the SaaS in the first place. It's literally it's like an agency stapled on top of ListKit, just like shitting into it.
Which, like,
like shitting MRR
what-
into it.
yeah, just-
it's like literally
That's a
what
great
it's-
visual.
It's literally what it's doing.
we need to get like an actual picture of that. What other SaaS companies have done that? I feel like there's been a few.
Well, the number one that did that we learned from originally was Connected,
Yeah,
right? So Connected is a LinkedIn lead generation platform, and
not anymore, but
it was. So back in the day when we were doing lead
Yeah.
gen, a
What is
couple
it
of years
now?
ago, I think it's like an AI caller.
AI telemarketer.
Yeah, and it's really good. Remember we
pivoted that?
We did like a demo. Dude, their sales
yeah,
process is sick. They just send you a link to call it and ask it questions and have a sales call with the AI. And it was
LinkedIn
pretty good.
automation software has got so commoditized, and like you're constantly battling against the fact that like LinkedIn fucking hates you.
Yeah, they
It's
want
like
you out of
can't
business.
you can't build real enterprise value there. So I think they were trying to exit Connect, and now they've
Their
got,
founder team kind of fell apart. But
their AI dialer is actually really fucking good.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I think that's illegal.
no, it's not.
No.
Just for the ruling, everybody like posted, but if you actually like read about it, it's if you're impersonating somebody. Because it was all like in a political sense, like they had like robocallers pretending to be like a politician.
and it was also like pretending to be a real person.
That's what I'm saying. So it's
Yeah.
like if you
like in
impersonate
general,
somebody,
any
you
real
can't-
person. If you're like, oh, this is Andy from Client Ascension and it's a real person, you're not specific that it's an AI agent.
Dude, I wanna experiment with having live agents on a phone number on a funnel. Like for ListKit. Like I really want to put a fucking fixed phone number. Or like, you know, there's widgets sometimes where it's like you can join a video call with someone right now.
Yeah.
Like I want to try that. We just need to have someone who's always on it.
The
and
pickup
can
rate
do-
on inbound dials isn't even high enough to like we would need like a new hire for that.
Yeah,
specific.
no, that's what I'm saying.
We should test having no opt-in on that funnel.
No, the problem with doing that is I can't track the shit with high rows. Like I can't not. I can't send the traffic to a page and have a type form and a Calendly after that and grab the source link. I can't do. Maybe I could do it if we custom build it in web. I probably could if we can custom build it in Webflow. But I could have Oliver fuck with some shit and he could maybe do it.
I think you could get the
No, but
cost
what
per
I'm sa-
call
what
down
I'm-
by like 50%.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is yeah, I just gotta have Oliver build it. I'll tell Oliver to build it and I'll test it.
And then on that funnel, you throw in the live number where somebody could call if they want to just talk now.
No, but what I'm saying is on the opt-in, like they opt in and then now it's the VSL page. Like I want to put the widget there.
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying. We've talked about this a ton.
Yeah.
We got to test it.
So
We've
like, can
talked
we
about it a
fucking
lot. We gotta
hire
test
someone
it.
to do that? Because I would be like, I've wanted to do this for so long.
Yeah, it's just difficult because you like it's so hard to build a scorecard for that person.
It's just like, when are your hours? 24/7.
Yeah, 24/7, and like how many opportunities do they project a day?
Yeah, it's just got to be a test.
Yeah, we just I don't know.
Like someone that would be down and just test it
Yeah.
and then see what happens as like an opportunity or maybe.
I'd want
not.
them to be able to close too.
I know that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's the whole reason why we haven't had like real like setters on this offer in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But to answer your question, Connected, so they're the LinkedIn tool that, yeah, you could sign up and pay like expanding $94 a month, but you could not sign up unless you paid a $1,500 setup fee.
Mm-hmm.
Like you could not pay. It's not like ListKit where you could go to the website, buy ListKit, cool. It was like you could not access the platform unless it was purchased through a setup fee.
Yeah.
And so it was a $1,500 setup fee. I think $1,500 setup fee is like the most perfect price for anything ever.
It's a really good price.
That's what we ripped with our agency for a long time. It's what we're doing now for ListKit. It's what the Connected guys did. It's a good price.
Didn't Go High Level have something where you used to have to go through like a onboarding and pay a couple $100 up front? No?
No, I don't
No,
think
they had
so.
an upsell.
Yeah.
There's a one-click upsell if you want a custom onboarding,
Yeah. That
which
shit's
is
so
really
helpful,
fucking
though.
smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, now they do it for free like we do. It's just like included. It's like you're going to get a one-on-one onboarding call if you choose to schedule it.
Yeah, that's so funny because you could just be like, hey, you just get 50% of the revenue of what they paid to do this. Like, because I think it was like $100 or something. You just get $50 every time, or like $20.
Yeah.
I don't know. But
yeah, we got dinner coming up, so we could wrap it. Anything
hungry.
else? Were you saying something,
I'm
Christian?
hungry.
Hungry?
Christian hungry.
I'm hungry too.
I'm starving.
But
I
that
think
was-
this
that
was
was-
our best podcast that I would point somebody who's like just getting started and trying to figure out what to start with. Just be like, dude, this is the way. This is the reasons why you start with service. These are the benefits and downsides of running a SaaS company, coaching program.
I think also to build that, you mentioned earlier, like, yo, we could just take an email marketing agency and get it to 300K a month in 12 months. That's literally what Hormozy did. He found a way to grow companies that was consistent across a specific type of company, independent of the offer. And he just started investing in those companies and applying the systems to those companies, knowing that it would 10x in revenue or grow in revenue, however. And then same thing with Cole Gordon. We were talking about this. He just does a mastermind version of that. He charges 68 grand for the mastermind and gives you all the systems he knows will work for your business because it worked for his. And now he's doing that with SaaS. He's going across all these different industries. And that's kind of like the higher ticket unlock of either a mastermind or literally getting equity in multiple businesses.
Yep, that makes sense.
So that'll be the next step that we'll talk about maybe in a future episode.
Bet. ClientAscension.com.
ClientAscension.com/yes.
No /schedule.
Yes.